We're back.
Street 16 Podcast, Mike Barclift, Jeff McCOY, Chuma, y'all. Chuma told us a story about she joined the gang to protect herself from a predator who kidnapped and held her hostage. Please, Chuma, share that story with the audience.
Well, I was in high school. I was about 16, and I was dating a guy. And he was a leader of a particular gang. And he went through some issues or whatever, but we had... Actually, one day he invited me over. We got into a little argument. I left. He followed me, drug me back. That was a kidnapping. He locked me in a closet for 2 months. They lived in a duplex. They lived upstairs, and downstairs was kind of like being remodeled, so it was like no electricity, no running water or anything. So he locked me in a closet, and for 2 months I was raped by him and his father. He shot at me. The whole left side of my face was burnt from the buckshots. And he just tortured me for 2 months. Took my son, I had a 9-month-old son at that time, took my son, gave him to his sister, told his sister that I ran away and just abandoned my son, so she took him in and she was going to raise him as hers. How I got out of that situation, every day he'll come and he'll do whatever. Mind you, the whole 2 months, he wouldn't let me bathe. He fed me maybe rice, maybe bread, maybe a piece of meat, water. So, but what he would do is he would play these little games, like he would unlock the door to see if I would leave the closet, and if I would leave, then I would get beat, I would get raped. His dad was like filming it, doing all types of stuff. So anyway, I just was like not scared anymore. I was just done. I was just done living. And I had talked to God, like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? To be here, just let him kill me. Because mind you, my face is infected. Because after he shot me, it was just that. It wasn't like I had any type of medical attention. I'm getting these sores and bumps and boils on my body. Even, my vagina, it was infected very badly. In between my legs, I was just in very bad shape. But anyway, this particular day, I just asked God, like, just kill me. And I swear the door just popped open, like he unlocked it. And I said, okay. So I'm gonna crawl. How the floor was, it was just like, how like when you're remodeling the floors, it's like little holes in the floors. You just got like the main boards, but I couldn't see because it was dark. So I'm crawling out. So I'm crawling a little bit. I don't hear him. I'm crawling a little bit more. I don't hear him. I crawl a little bit more, and then I'm like scared at this point because I done got further at this point than I ever got before. And I make it to the door. I open the door. I get outside. It's probably snow up to my knees. Mind you, I have on a dirty, ripped white beater and some dirty underwear. That's all I had on. So I'm crawling in the snow. And it was snowing a little bit, but it looked like we just had a snowstorm. So it's really no traffic outside. I'm crawling, kind of trying to stand up or whatever. Finally get up. First person I see is his mom, because she kind of lived out of town. So she didn't even recognize me, but she saw the condition I was in. So when she pulled me in her car, she was like, "Oh my God, Mom had told her I was on drugs or whatever." So she tried to take me back to the house, and I swear I was gonna kill her in her car if she would have took me. And I'm like, "Your son," I'm trying to tell her, like, this is what your son has done to me. And she was like, "No, he wouldn't do anything like that." And I'm like, "Yeah." So anyway, long story short, she drive me to my girlfriend's house. They call the police. The ambulance come get me. I stay in the hospital for about 2 weeks. They arrest him. He stayed in jail for about a month. Then they decided to make an agreement with him because he was a drug mule or whatever for a dope deal out of Chicago. And they needed him to testify. So they gave him full immunity against me if he would testify against them. So after that year, for the whole next year, he just stalked me. Anywhere I went, he popped up. I was on a bus stop one day, he popped up, hit me in my eye. I passed out. He would come to my house, because at that time I had my own place. He would come to my house, stand outside the door, peek in the window, call on my phone. I mean, he tortured me mentally at that point. And I feel that's kind of where I really died. Like my spirit was gone. So I said to myself, like, the only way that I can control this situation, I have to stalk this dude. If I know what he's doing, he can't know what I'm doing. So after that, I started following him and popping up and just wherever. I just made his life hell at that point. And it had become an obsession for me. It was something that I had to do. Like, it was more important than eating and sleeping, because I had to keep my eye on him. So after a while, he ended up filing stalking charges on me. I was a minor. They didn't do much. But after that, he disappeared for 2 years. So I figured because he was testifying, they probably killed him. He gone. I'm good. Whatever. 2 years later, I was walking. Well, one of my cousins told me they saw him at the store down the street, and I had to go catch the bus. So I went around the neighborhood, so I wouldn't go in his path. But he ended up seeing me anyway. So he kept calling me. He kept calling my name. So I was trying to ignore him or whatever. I was trying to, power walk to the bus stop. He ran up. He caught me, and he was like, "Look, I apologize for everything that I put you through. I realized how I treated you, and that's what made me treat my wife as the queen she is today." And like I was telling Mike, if I had a gun, I probably would have shot him for telling me that at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's crazy.
How you do that? Just destroy my whole essence, and then say, but I had to do that to learn how to treat another woman. Beautiful.
I don't want to discuss his comments at the end, because forget about that. But this is part of the reason why you joined the gang.
It was the reason why I joined the gang, because at that time, he started dealing with another female, so I had to still worry about him trying to, fight me, and then I had to worry about her and her friends trying to fight me. So, Fats, that was his nickname. He was like, "Look, you be my girl, come with us. You're straight," and that's what I did. And from that point on, it was always someone with me. I was always protected, so it was never any time that I had to be in fear of being jumped. And see, back then, which was like the early mid 90s, they were real serious about shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just that time where they was just ugly like that. Like, we were, like mostly all my friends that I grew up with died before we were even 21. You know what I'm saying? So it was just real severe at that time. But once I joined GD, I accepted my responsibilities. I accepted the loyalty, and I learned all the knowledge and information. Then I was just straight at that point. So it was just kind of like I had to kind of pay back what was given to me.
Hey, before we go to break, Jeff, you want to comment on any of that?
That's profound as hell, and I can definitely understand fully why you would go to those lengths to protect yourself. I mean, that's serious.
Yeah.
It's real serious.
It is. So, look, we're going to take a quick pause. We're going to come right back. I'm going to finish and pull up the letter that friend one wrote me from prison, and we can opine on that. Plus, we're going to go back and touch on that Gang Street project code of Project Boys and Ghetto Boys have to stick together. And is that flawed? And is it sometimes necessary? We'll discuss right after this break. Street 16 Podcast. Pause.
You are now listening to the Street 16 Podcast.
Thank you for that, Chuma.
You're welcome.